two scenes, a stretched out scene, more than probably 4 locations. But let me start from the very beginning, and just want to tell you, we had an officer involved shooting involving a spring officer, and I'm going to let Chief Bainbridge speak to that just shortly. We have a deceased suspect, but the original call started at the about 7:10 a.m. this morning, the 2500 block of Mona Lee. HPD officers responded to a call. Once they got there, the mother told officers that her son came home, got into an argument with the father. Moments later, she heard a shot. She runs out the house and called the police. Once the officers arrived, they were able to go in the house and extract the father from the house. Unfortunately, he was pronounced deceased on the scene. After that, the suspect went to Buffalo Creek Elementary, 2800 block of Blaylock, and tried to steal a car. The mother, what I understand, and Chief, you can go on this with part of the details, was dropping off her kids, and the suspect tried to get that car. Thank God he didn't, and I know it's tough on everybody's involved. We have 2 other victims, and a few of them are still here on the scene. Suspect carjacked 2 victims. Sometimes during that point, there was a crash, which led us to the location that we are right now, the 2800 block of Campbell Road, a business. The suspect got off and ran into the business, at which time the spring officer engaged the suspect, who was armed, and he discharged, and the suspect is deceased on the scene. We will be conducting the criminal part because it's in the city of Houston, but Chief Bainbridge and his team will conduct the administrative part. I want to pause and which I always say, pray for everybody involved. This is tough. It's close to the holiday season. We got victims that had nothing to do with this, and just pray for their psychic right now. And I'm proud of our officers. I'm proud of our relationship, our partnership that we talk about all the time, and this is how it works. We all together in law enforcement, and I'm proud of that officer and all those officers who responded. But I'll stand down and let Chief Bainbridge talk.
Spring Branch.
Spring Branch. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yes. Good morning. So as Chief Fenner said, around 7:10 this morning, HPD received a call. About 7:21, Spring Branch ISD PD received a call regarding a suspect who was attempting to get into vehicles. One of our officers was on scene. He saw the suspect walking away. He attempted to stop him. When he attempted to stop him, the suspect ran on foot. He then carjacked a vehicle. Our officer pursued him, had a short vehicle chase in which the suspect sideswiped several vehicles, including one of our buses. He bailed out of that vehicle, ran to a nearby intersection, carjacked a second vehicle, and that's when he left that second location and ended up behind this business over here in the 2800 block of Campbell. The suspect basically came to a dead-end area behind this business. He fled on foot and was basically cornered behind a building. He then turned towards the officer who had taken cover and fired a single shot that we believe he fired one shot at our officer. My officer returned fire, striking the suspect a number of times. The suspect was deceased on the scene. I will say, going back to the original scene, it appears that he attempted to gain entry into the school as well, although we're trying to confirm that. We don't know what his motive was. We don't believe there's any he doesn't have a child at this school or anything like that. But this could have been a much more dangerous situation had not our officer been on scene and handled it as well as he did. I'm very proud of him. What we do know about the suspect, obviously not going to release his name, but he has a very lengthy criminal history and in all likelihood should have been in prison. But instead he's out walking the streets, committing crimes, and as a result, many lives are damaged. Obviously his father is dead. But as I said earlier, I'm very proud of the actions taken by our officers. He's a 12-year veteran with the Spring Branch ISD Police Department. And to my knowledge, this is his only shooting that he's been involved in.
How old was the suspect?
We believe he's around 30 years old.
And you said no kids at that elementary.
According to our records, he does not have. Now, it could be that it's a recent transfer, but we don't believe he had any connection with that school. It was very close to the original scene, so it may well have been that it was just the proximity to the original scene.
So I just want to make sure I have this correct. So he comes home, he shoots and kills his father.
Yes.
Then he leaves, carjacks or tries to get in cars at an elementary school nearby.
School, and then 2 more incidents.
And 2 more incidents. Yes. He actually successfully gets in one,
right.
Swipes the school bus, and then he excuse me. He goes to another area and carjacks another person.
Right.
And then goes to this business, flees on foot. There's some sort of, I guess, not altercation, but there's shot at the officer.
Shootout. Yeah, there was
a shootout.
Right.
He shot at the officer first.
Exactly.
And then that officer shot back in self-defense.
Exactly.
Perfect. Okay. Any more questions? Go ahead. We don't know right now. We'll look into it a little bit deeper. But as Chief said, and lengthy record, and we'll look at that as part of the investigation. But my thoughts and prayers mainly is going to our victims, but also his mom. You wake up and whatever's going on with her son, and you wake up and you don't think and you never believe or envision that your husband is dead and all this. So prayers to everybody and the people, the mother in the car at the school. I mean, you think about she's just dropping off her kids. So we need to all continue to work together. Our great partnerships, what I talk about all the time, and make sure that we're doing everything that we can. But I do want to touch on domestic violence as well. During the holiday season, we all need to check ourselves, check the stress levels, and make sure that we get the help. And I'm not saying with this particular suspect that would have helped, but it is an opportunity, a time for us to all look at what's going on with domestic violence in our city, in our region, and in the nation, and make sure that we do whatever we can to help those potential victims.
Just to be clear, did he live at that house? Or was
We're not sure right now, but we do know he was the son, and we do know that right now. But very early on in the investigation, I'll be honest, Chief Bainbridge and I both were kind of rushing because we got very bad weather coming in, and I want y'all to get to a safe place and everybody else and try to expedite this investigation.
And we don't know why he shot his dad. Was it an argument?
Don't know. We know it was an argument based on what the mother was saying, but we'll get more details. But I can imagine that mother right now is just in crisis right now, and so we're going to give her support with our victim services and whatever we can do, and then we'll get, when it's appropriate, get a deeper, more detailed statement from her.
Chief, this is with Spring Branch ISD, so the actual school district.
Correct.
Okay. And then are those 2 schools, the high school and elementary, are they in lockdown, or what's the procedure?
We place them on what's called secure because there is police activity nearby. Once we determined that everything was safe, we released them from secure. Same thing with Buffalo Creek, which is just to the east of us here. So once we were certain that we had our one and only suspect effectively in custody, that we could release them from secure.
And Chief, just from my understanding, it was the same Spring Branch ISD officer that saw him at the school that ended up in the shooting, correct?
Yes, he saw him. He pursued him on foot in a vehicle. He was by himself the entire time, a one-man unit.
And were the people that were attempted carjacking and carjacked, none of them got hurt?
No. Thank God.